In diesem Video siehst du eine Englischgeschichte mit einer Wort-für-Wort-Übersetzung in den Untertiteln. Das ist eine neue Methode, um viel schneller Englisch zu lernen, da dein Gehirn die Wörter besser erfassen und abspeichern kann. Diese Methode nennt sich Dekodierung nach Birkenbihl. Probiere es aus!
Chapter 2 The Giants of Bristol. 3 days later, Beatrix, Amelia and Oliver are having a video call. They are all sitting alone in their houses. Oliver has a large black cat on his knee. They have decided that the first place they will go on their search for stories is Bristol.
The easiest way to get to Bristol is to catch the train.
Catching the bus is cheaper.
Yes, but the bus takes so much longer.
Okay, so is there a train that goes between Penzance and Bristol?
Beatrix is reading a train timetable.
Yes, there's a direct train. It takes 4 hours to get there.
Okay, if we want to go tomorrow, we had better buy our tickets. I will buy a ticket for myself and one for each of you. Then hopefully we'll be sitting together. Would you rather go early in the morning or a bit later?
Let's set off early. Then we'll have the whole day to find Beatrix's story.
Thanks, Oliver.
Okay, see you tomorrow morning at the train station.
See you.
Bye.
The 3 friends finish the call and go off to pack their bags. Then, the next morning, Beatrix and Amelia are standing on the train platform. Beatrix is carrying a small backpack and Amelia has a large suitcase. Just as the train pulls into the station, Oliver races along the platform, carrying what seems to be a large cage. They get on the train and find their seats. Oliver puts the cage on the seat next to him. Amelia looks at it.
What is that?
That's Mog.
Oliver pulls the blanket that is covering the cage and they can see an enormous black cat, which is definitely in a bad mood. Amelia looks surprised.
Why on earth have you brought that cat?
Well, I can't leave her at home by herself, can I?
Can't that girl you've been seeing, what's her name, Louise, look after her for you?
I hadn't seen Louise for months. Sorry, didn't I tell you that?
I'm sorry, Ollie. What's happened?
Oh, we were never serious. You know my relationships never are.
Beatrix laughs and looks at Oliver.
You sound just like me.
I thought you were seeing that dentist. Colin, isn't it?
A dentist. No wonder you have such good teeth, Bea.
Yes, I am seeing Colin, but we're not serious. We just go to the cinema together sometimes.
Oh, we are a bunch of old romantics, aren't we? One divorce, one single, and one who's definitely not very interested in visiting the dentist.
You just wait until we get to Bristol. Today's story is very romantic.
The rest of the journey passes quietly. Soon, the train is pulling into Bristol. Beatrix wants to go to a place called Blaise Castle. They have been sitting on the train for so long that they decide to walk. As they walk, Beatrix tells them the story of the Giants of Bristol.
So, there were once 2 giants. They were brothers. They were called Gorham and Vincent.
Is it one of those stories where the brothers hate each other?
Well, at first they don't hate each other, but this is the romantic part. They fall in love with the same girl.
I wonder what was so special about her.
She was very beautiful. Her name was Avona. The river Avon that runs through this city was named after her.
Aww, I'd like to have a river named after me. Imagine the River Amelia.
They all laugh.
Anyway, Avona was the most beautiful giantess in Bristol. But she was not as demanding as some girls are when choosing a husband.
How do you mean?
She agreed to marry either Gorham or Vincent. But first, she challenged them to empty the lake that lay between Bristol and Bradford-on-Avon.
How were they supposed to do that?
They had to dig a channel all the way to the River Severn.
That sounds like hard work.
You would say that, sis. You've always been lazy when it comes to digging. You didn't dig any of that fish pond in your garden, did you?
No, Peter dug it for me because he knew I like colourful fish.
Oh, that's lovely. Anyway, you're right, Amelia. It was hard work. It was so hot that Gorham, who was lazy sometimes, drank a lot of beer, dug just a single channel, and fell asleep.
Gorham sounds a lot like you, Ollie.
Hey,
Meanwhile, Vincent dug a much longer channel all the way to the River Severn, and then Vincent and Avona were married.
What happened to the lazy giant?
Gorham was so upset he threw himself into the River Severn and was never seen again.
poor Gorham. Actually, I'm starting to feel a bit lazy. Where are you taking us, Bee?
Beatrix pulls a map out of her bag and looks at it.
The map says there should be a lake on our right-hand side.
They all look to their right and see a small lake.
So far, so good.
It says we should see a narrow track going up the hill.
Amelia looks around and sees a path. She points.
There it is! It looks steep.
They slowly start to climb the hill. Soon they reach two flat-top walls of rock sticking out from the cliff. They stop and catch their breath.
Wow! What is it?
This is supposed to be the chair where Gorham fell asleep.
It does look like a giant's chair, doesn't it?
It looks like a comfortable place to rest.
They pull themselves up onto the wall of rock. Beatrix lies down in the warm sun and closes her eyes. Soon she is fast asleep. While she sleeps, a young woman wearing a short skin-tight dress and dainty kitten heels comes up the hill and looks at the giant's chair. She speaks to Oliver with an American accent.
Hi there. It sure is a lovely day.
Yeah, it certainly is. You sound like you're from the USA.
Oliver jumps down from the chair and he and Avril walk off together to look at the view on the other side of the hill. Amelia smiles to herself and shakes her head. Beatrix opens her eyes and looks around.
Where's Oliver?
He's chatting up a very attractive American tourist. This is why Oliver likes to stay single. He likes to be available when attractive young women in tight dresses and kitten heels come along.
Beatrix can see Oliver and Avril standing very close together. She is surprised to find she is not happy about this. She speaks quietly to herself.
I guess I made the same mistake as Gorham. I got lazy and fell asleep in the chair.
Amelia looks at Beatrix. She thinks about how Peter was just like the hard-working giant, Vincent, when he dug a beautiful fish pond for her. But she asks herself, was Beatrix really like Gorham? She looks at her brother and his Avona and wonders just how romantic this story will be.
Welche Stimme verstehst du am besten? Wie findest du die Story? Schreib uns das gerne in die Kommentare. Wir lesen jeden Kommentar und freuen uns.